If you've ever said, I don't know why, my back just went out for no reason, then this is the video for you. So in today's video, we're going to look at the real truth about back pain, what causes it to come back over and over, and how to end this cycle of pain once and for all. If you're anything like me, one of the most frustrating things about back pain isn't just the pain. It is that it feels random, like your back has a mind of its own. You didn't fall, you didn't crash, you didn't lift anything crazy, and yet here you are, stiff, sore, or locked up again for the ninth time, again for no reason. Before we dive into the details, this is the first thing I want you to know. If your reason for your back pain doesn't make sense, it's pretty normal. We even have a whole back pain resource page for this exact reason, which I'll link below. Most people try to link their flare-ups to a specific single cause, but that's where people are often mistaken. It wasn't that one movement, it wasn't sleeping funny, those are just the final straw. Because back pain most commonly isn't caused by one single big event. It usually builds up quietly over time, and pain is the last signal for that build-up, not the first. It's more like a slow disease process. Think more like heart disease. So when's the first time you feel heart disease? It's with a heart attack, and that's the end stage of the disease process. Your body doesn't just wake up one day and blow your back completely out or fail you. It's been adapting, and then it adapts again, and it keeps adapting again and again until eventually it can't adapt anymore. Sometimes this process takes years, and it's right at the end of that adaptation process that we start to get an injury or pain. I want to bust a controversial myth around pain that you may have heard or experienced before, that pain equals damage. Now, in reality, pain is actually an output of your nervous system, and it's your brain saying, something here doesn't feel safe or efficient. I feel threatened about what I can or cannot sense in my back. And that doesn't mean automatically that you're broken. It actually means that the way your brain is perceiving what's going on is unhappy. And we see this all the time with our patients who may come in with a completely clear scan of their back, yet they still have pain. Or another person might get a scan of their back and they see 4 bulging discs and arthritis and it looks horrible, but there's no pain. This is why you can have a good day and a bad day with exactly the same spine. Nothing structurally changed overnight, but your nervous system's tolerance did. So good days don't mean you're healed, bad days don't mean you're broken. It sounds confusing, but hang in there. This will start to make more sense as we look at the real driver of the problem. People ask me in practice all the time, what's actually causing most back pain for people? What can I avoid doing? Of the several thousand cases that our practices see each week, the most consistent thing we see is that it's a loss of motion that's driving this problem. So to make sense of this, your spine is made up of lots of small joints. They're designed to move a little, but they're designed to move often. So when these joints stop moving well, whether that's say sitting, guarding from stress and old injuries, the brain stops getting clear information about what those joints are doing. And movement of those joints is like the brain's eyes or awareness of the spine and its position. So when your spine doesn't move, it's almost like trying to unconsciously balance your entire spine without seeing what's happening. And if you've ever tried something simple like balancing on one leg with your eyes closed, this is like your brain trying to coordinate all those joints without knowing where they are. And when the brain doesn't trust that movement, it seeks protection and safety. So you'll feel muscles tighten, you feel stiff, it feels brittle, coordination drops, and as a result, pain becomes more likely, and you're more likely to get injured with normal everyday activities that would have previously been okay. And this is why stillness is often worse for people with a bad back. The spine hates being stuck. And this leads us to one of the classic catchphrases of healthy spines, that motion is lotion. We use this a lot for a reason, because joints don't get nutrition from blood supply like muscles do. They rely on movement to move the synovial fluid around, or remove waste to help repair. And when that motion drops off, joints dry out, they stiffen and they become irritated. And that irritation is what your nervous system reacts to. This is why aggressive stretching, deep massage, it doesn't always help. You can't stretch a joint that's stuck. You simply just start pulling on that stuck system. So then people ask, why does my back feel okay? I feel good, and then suddenly out of nowhere it flares up again. Now the answer to this is because capacity changes. So regardless of your spine, if you're rested, you're moving more, you've got less stress on your body, your system is going to cope. On other days, if you're, say, not moving much, you have a terrible sleep, there's lots of stress, you'll easily exceed your capacity. It's the same back, but you're putting a different load on it. And that's why flare-ups feel unpredictable. But There is a reason behind them, they aren't random. So here's the important part of all this. If you've got back pain that just keeps returning, it's rarely because you haven't stretched enough or because of that funny sleep you had or you haven't got the right gadget. It's usually because that underlying motion problem hasn't been appropriately addressed. This is what we assess each and every day with our patients to get to the bottom of their problem and look at a solution to get them back to normal. But this short video is just the starting point. If you want the full framework of how we look at our patients that suffer from back pain, what actually causes them their grief and what other things need to happen in exactly the order that they should happen in, you can have a look at our back pain resources. You can start simply with the back pain page, or you can watch the back pain breakthrough webinar where we go much deeper and show you how to properly support your spine. Because most likely your back's not weak, it just needs the right input.